Hi, welcome to Jovie's home. Today I want to talk about a topic that is it's a hot topic in the Netherlands. This is something you can talk about with everyone, with literally your neighbor, your friend, your colleague, and that is Dutch weather. So, if that sounds good to you, then why don't you come on in, kick off your shoes and stay a while. I'm really glad you're here. Before we get into the video, I just want to say I come from Arizona, which if you don't know, it is a desert climate where it rains like 6 to 10 times a year, only in the monsoon season. So it was a bit of an adjustment. So today I just want to share with you A, maybe some complaining, and B, my tips on how to survive Dutch weather if you haven't grown up here and you are not used to it. First up, I want to talk about starting from the inside, and that is loading up on vitamin D. Vitamin D is a vitamin that our bodies naturally produce when we are in the sun or exposed to the sun, and we are not exposed to the sun very much in the Netherlands. So definitely vitamin D levels can go down. It wasn't until I moved to the Netherlands and I would start getting colds frequently that my doctor sent me to check my vitamin D levels in my blood. And I think this is kind of a common thing that will happen for people who are getting sick frequently. Tip number 2, layers are your friend. I'm not somebody who likes layers, dressing in layers, but this is something that I've definitely learned to do in the Netherlands. So, doesn't matter the season, this is what you'll find me in. Number 1, we have a base layer. My favorite is from Honeylove, and you're gonna be seeing that now on your screen. I love these tops. They're also a bra top because I don't wanna have an extra layer underneath with the bra. So I wear these tops underneath. I like them, they're a little bit sexy too. I like it a lot. If it's an extremely cold day, I will also have a t-shirt on top of that, followed by long sleeves. Some kind of long sleeve thing. I'm a hoodie girl. This makes me very happy. So very often I am wearing a hoodie, okay? When I was at work, it would also be a base layer followed by a blouse, followed by a blazer or something like that. Just layers. A good jacket. Now, a good jacket, in my opinion, has several very important components, but one of which I want to say is that I buy it in the Netherlands. I've tried to buy jackets in France, in Czech Republic, in the United States. I've tried to buy them for the Dutch climate, and there's always something missing. So let me give you really quickly my list of things that are a must for a Dutch jacket. It must be long. So it has to be either at the mid-thigh or down to my knees. Shorter than that, useless. It has to be water resistant. Now, umbrellas, in my opinion, are useless here because the wind is just so crazy that most of the time you're just struggling with the umbrella. Therefore, my jacket is my umbrella, okay? So it needs to be water resistant. It needs to be something that can get wet, like decently wet, and I can still stay dry. Not waterproof. I'm not talking about a rubber waterproof jacket, but like a nylon water resistant jacket. It must have an adjustable hood. Now, just having a hood like this, that's useless because then the wind comes and it just blows the hood off your head. No. You need a hood that you can really very tightly tie. Preferably, your jacket will zip all the way up to your neck so that your, what's it called? What is that thing called? Scarf. That is called a scarf. So that your scarf does not go flying or get wet or anything like that. So you can either even double up with the scarf plus the zippy part, but all the way to the chin and nice and tight hood, you're golden. And here's something that I often would overlook when I was buying my jackets in other countries, and that is these double layers on the wrist. So you don't want to have a loose sleeve around the wrist because the wind is just going to go straight through and you're going to freeze. So no, you definitely need the double layer wrist, like nice, tight, sturdy around the wrist. Then you're all right. Plus, the last thing that you should have is warm, waterproof shoes. So a lot of people like welly boots or things like that. I'm not a fan of rubber welly boots. I find that my feet are freezing and yet sweating at the same time. Like, how does that make sense? It doesn't. So I look for a woolly, like a boot with some kind of fluffy stuff in it to keep my feet warm. I spray the hell out of it with those waterproofing sprays, and then I am warm and dry, which is key. So when my husband and I first moved to the Netherlands, we used to make fun of is definitely the wrong word here, but I hope you understand what I mean. We really noticed, okay? We really noticed Dutch people, anytime that it was sunny, like the terrasjes are full, the cafes, they're out like laying in a park on a blanket. People are just like out in their gardens, they're on their terraces. They're just like flocking to the sun. And we used to be like, do these people not work? Till we learned. Now we learned, okay? Now, when it's a sunny day, after it's been gray for a long time, I don't care what my plans are. Dirty house, it's staying dirty. If it's sunny, I'm outside. We are canceling plans. It is a sunny day. If you watch TikTok, bones or no bones, it is a bones day on a sunny day. But yeah, like basically just try to be a little bit flexible in the moments that it is nice weather and go and take advantage of that. Let's go back to crappy weather. When it's crappy weather, my next tip is that you just act like a kid. If you have kids, then it's great. Then you're not going to look so weird. But if you are just an adult, then I encourage you to embrace your inner kid and go jump in a puddle. Try to see the crappy weather through your kids' eyes if you have it, because my kids have never been looking outside and been like, oh, I don't want to do that because it's bad weather. I've not heard that from my kids. And so I don't know at what point we as adults changed and the weather started having such a big impact on us, but I would suggest just try to see it through the eyes of a kid. Keep an extra set of dry clothes at work if you're able to. So before, when I was working in a corporate environment, I would have extra shoes, extra outfit, just at work in case I would get wet on my commute. This is before I had a car, but yeah, I had everything at work just in case. Now what I currently do is I actually keep denim jacket for each member of my family in my car, so that no matter where we go or what we're doing, if someone is feeling a little extra cold, we have an extra layer that we can put on top. So just kind of try to keep random bits of clothes for an emergency or something. Try to keep them, if you can, at work or in places that you frequently go. Now, I understand if not everyone can do this because this is a luxury, something that our family was doing certainly pre-COVID, not now. In the school holidays like February, March, when the kids are off of school, when most people are going on a ski holiday, we go on a sunny holiday. So for us, having a sunny destination, even if it's for just 1 week, to go somewhere and just soak up the sun in the middle of all that darkness is really important. So if you're able to do that, then I would suggest that. It's been very helpful for us. If you are a parent and you are worried about what it's going to be like to raise your kids here with the weather being what it is, I want to tell you the Netherlands has like a ton of great educational, fun, exciting activities for kids that are indoors. A lot of the time on my channel, I talk about things that are happening outdoors because that's amazing too, but there's so much here. Pre-COVID times, every weekend we would have something to do or someplace to go, and the weather didn't matter because if it was raining, it was indoor, and if it was not raining, we were doing something outdoor, and it was fine. So just know, like, be comforted in the fact that there are tons of things that you can do with your kids that are indoor to take up the time in the crappy weather months. So the tip that I want to give you next is that you should learn how to complain about the weather, because that is part of the Dutch inburgering process. Like, that's, you know, if you start complaining about the weather, you are on your way to being Dutch. That said, I'm going to take this moment now to complain about the weather. As you can see, it is gray outside. Yeah, can you see that through my windows? It is gray. But that doesn't bother me. I don't mind the gray. What I don't like here is the wind. The rain I can deal with. We can be fine. But it's the wind. You have these freezing cold gusts of wind that just, they enter your body and they enter your bones. And I don't know about you guys, but that's my biggest struggle. Especially if it's raining, you know, like how lovely. It's raining, you have your little umbrella, you know, sorry. This wrapping paper, but you have your little umbrella. It's so nice, right? It's great. Except that it's windy like this, so the rain is coming like this, so your umbrella is absolutely useless. And that is just... The next thing I want to say is that you should learn all of the different words that there are to describe the weather. Or rain. I think that there's more than 100 ways that you can describe Dutch rain.
Motregen, a few druppels or spatjes, a boutje, a wolkbrok, a stortbuil, stromende or streamende regen, slaagregen, or noodweer. It could be dralerig, wisselvallig, miserien, zeiking, gietien, hosing, cleansing, raining pijpenstelen, coming with bakken out of the air, or a true zonvloed.
One good thing about all the weather issues that we have here, okay, is that we have a lot of nice, great, clean water. Coming from Arizona, it's really lovely for my eyeballs to see like all the greenery, and it's absolutely nice. I appreciate that. We get some epic rainbows here, and also we get some really incredible Dutch skies. Sometimes you have all this 4 seasons in one day, and then suddenly the sky just is magnificent and so beautiful. And so on those occasions, I'm just like trying to be thankful for what we have. So, and I focus on that, and that I try. We all struggle, okay? But I try to get that to get me through the day. So all that said, now is your turn. I really want to know, what are your tips on surviving Dutch weather? If you moved from another country and you had to get used to it, what were your tips? How are you doing it? What advice do you have for others? And if you're Dutch, other than the you are not made of sugar, which we know, now we know, we're not made of sugar. What are your tips for surviving the Dutch weather? What are some of your best hacks? Do you have any like Dutch hacks? I don't know. Let us know. Let us know in the comments. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for coming over today. Thank you for spending some time with me in this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.